podcast. If you're a regular listener, welcome back. I'm your host, Hannah, and today I wanted to talk about self help and how nothing seems to work, especially in the self help community. But before I get into that, let me now for a few weeks I've not been on this podcast, and mostly because something happened that Eleni put off balance for some times. My sister got sick and she had to be admitted for into the hospital, and it led me to another scenario that I wanted to discuss, but nitaweka to another episode. Like ilifanya ni spiral. The people that have listened to this podcast before, they know I've talked about mental health and how a lot of things can affect your mental capacity at a given moment. And after she got well and everything, I stepped back from a lot. I stopped doing almost everything for 4 weeks, except working, eating, and coming back home. But also in the meantime, while everything was seemingly horrible, something else also happened that I might not be able to talk about here, but something else happened that was quite positive, and it was something so random that it was like a reminder, because I was spiraling. Mentally, I was spiraling. But when that thing happened, it was like God telling me, I still have you. I still have your back. I'm still right here with you. Like, it was a reminder to not lose my shit, because God was he was just reminding me he was right there with me. Though that thing didn't work out, but just having that random interaction and talking to the people I was talking to made me realize that I wasn't alone, and I didn't need to feel alone. Anyway, that is quite an interesting thing to talk about, something that makes you need help, and sometimes helping yourself, and now contrasting it to self-help and how nothing seems to work. Anyway, welcome. Let's start the conversation. Now, you might be thinking, eh, um, why would I want to demonize self-help, and why would I want to tackle this topic, self-help, in such a negative way? And I don't know. For me, starting with high school, like from high school, I never liked self-help gurus. And that was my first interaction with them. Unaona ile time mnaenda kukaribia sijui form 3, form 4, and then your principals wanaanza kuita watu wa self-help to come, walikuwa naitwa motivational speakers, to come and help you, to come and talk to you so that you can get out of your zones and everything. I don't know. I used to hate those sessions. Majority of the time you'd find me sleeping under the table. I don't know why. Like, I just had this negative reaction to them. And maybe I know why. But let me just give you my scenario. Given the stories I've discussed here before on this podcast about how I was raised, and how we went from having everything taken care of to going to a scenario where everything is going to shit, like everything is going to hell. Everything is just going to hell, and nothing seems to work out. And then mtu anakuja, like, umetoka your place, you're sleeping hungry, you don't know what to do, you're always anxious, you're always depressed, you're always worried, you don't have money, you don't have anything, like una mbele wala nyuma. And then someone comes and tells you, I was also at your position. Mimi nilikuwa kama wewe, but I made it. So you too, you will be able to make it if you focus on. And then you just seated there like, how am I supposed to make it again? Ebu rudi your story. How am I supposed to make it again? Because in my head, I was always like, unless you came to me and told me, say for example, your time I was in high school, and one of the biggest problems I was having was getting pocket money, getting fare to even go back to school, because my fees was already paid for by the scholarships. So the only problem ilikuwaga fees, na ilikuwa not fees, ilikuwa the pocket money and shopping money ya kubai. Even the transport to school, sometimes, most often than not, was a problem. So I'm sat there thinking, in my scenario, if I didn't put myself to work to get that 200 shillings, to get that 300 shillings, to get myself back to school, how is you coming to motivate me? Like, you're already meeting me at a place where I don't need your motivation. I don't know if I'm explaining this right. Like, already unanipata ndio hata ukuje uongee na mimi, you had to be paid to come to the school. Sometimes ulikuwa unasikia sijui amelipwa 20k 60k, like you had to be paid to come and unakuja kuni motivate aje? Like, what do you know about me? That was my attitude towards motivational speakers. Like, you're not with me, you're not motivating me when I'm back at home trying to find a way of getting fare to go to school. Umenipata nikiwa shule. Like, hii holiday, sasa hiyo ndo maswali nilikuwa najiuliza. Like, this holiday, let's say for example mmekuja motivate and then we're going back home for the holidays. Am I supposed to sit on your motivation for it to take me back home? Like, what am I supposed to do with that? That was my mentality towards it. And then I thought, because even when it came to religion and everything, at some point in time, I started questioning religion a lot. But my saving grace for religion has always been, had it not been for the Catholic Church, the one that took us in, my sister and I, took us in, took care of our fees, took care of our, even when we were living in the orphanage, like, it took care of us completely, I think I would have lost my faith in religion as well. But hiyo tu ilikuwa saving grace ya religion. Like, it was an active thing. It wasn't just the Catholic Church sitting somewhere and telling me, oh, yesterday you slept hungry, don't worry, use that as fuel to get you to the next location. And I'm like, motivation. Anyway, I thought my attitude it had changed, because even with religion my attitude changed. But like I said, the saving grace was the Catholic Church stepping into my life. That was the saving grace. I still had my battles with the religion. So I thought that maybe at some point I'm gonna change my mind towards self-help gurus. And then unapata hadi Kenya, they're mushrooming everywhere. Like, somewhere everyone is a motivational speaker. Because there's this motivational speaker or self-help speaker that I follow, and I followed her because of something else, and then she came out as a motivational speaker afterwards. And unapata ako na courses, she is charging people 10k, charging people 15k for a course, sijui to get through what stage in your life. And I'm not shitting on her hustle. What I'm asking myself is, if I can be able to pay you 15,000 shillings, which means for me it's my disposable income, I wouldn't want to be in a scenario where this 15,000 shillings is between me and going mad, and then I'm using it to pay someone. So I'm thinking, even for these people that are paying motivational speakers, this, I'm hoping it is your disposable income. So if I'm at a position where I can pay you 15,000 shillings for a 3-hour session for you to show me how to grieve, I think I can. Neza lipa to therapist. Like, neza enda tu kuona therapist once. Not a your therapist anyway. I can pay for myself to go and spend maybe some time in the Maldives or something, just to get some type of experience that is better than paying someone to motivate me. But then again, join me in my bias towards self-help gurus, because I really don't think you may, having experience with them for some times now, imenisaidia to change my mentality, especially later on when you find that these people are being unearthed as scammers. Unakuja tu kurealize, like, this was just shitty from the get-go. Anyway, now that you've understood now that you've understood my bias towards gurus and these people who are selling motivational courses every corner of the earth, now let's get into the topic now. I did some research, so I'm not just being biased to be biased. I decided to do some research on these gurus kidogo kidogo, and I came along someone by the name of Tai Lopez. Yeah, the guy with the bookshelves and the flashy cars, and he has built a whole empire of selling good life to the masses. His courses cost thousands of dollars, and what you get in return is a couple of motivational speeches and some basic tips that are available free on YouTube. And then he upsells you to more exclusive programs. Na hii ndio kitu ingine mi inanikasirisha na motivational speakers, because I think them and cult leaders wanafaa kuwa meza moja. They're supposed to be seated on the same table. Like when they go to hell, I think they're supposed to be in the same circle of hell, because these people are more like manipulators. They are more of pretenders. These people, you can't even get to understand. You can't even get to, like, the mind of this type of a person is so manipulative that, like, naweza sema aje, huyu mtu ako so charismatic, anaweza kuconvince to pay. Unapata ati level 1 mnalipa, let me use Kenyan shillings, maybe level 1 it's just 1,000 bob. You buy a speech, you buy a book, or you buy whatever you're buying, and then unamaliza hiyo book, then you go to the next level. Unashindwa, okay, if I was paying you to show me how to get out of poverty, why are we going in levels? Like, why don't you just give me the formula, I get out of poverty? Like, sielewi hizi levels zinaenda wapi. And then kuna inner circles, ukitoka inner circles sijui kuna, it's just cultic. Anyway, before I continue venting, it's the same old cycle. You buy this, then you buy that, and still you're stuck wondering why your life isn't getting better. Like, mbona hiyo change yenye ulikuwa umeambiwa, why you're not getting it? It's like they're selling you a dream of success, but no one's talking about the reality. Most of us will never see that dream. And I'm not saying this to be morbid or gloomy. Yeah, I'm not trying to divert people, ama to change your mind or to make you lose hope. What I'm saying is the level of, like, I made it, I became a billionaire, so can you. Most of us will never be billionaires in this life. And sasa ndio ilikuwa inafanya hata niboeke mara 10, because I was like, my level of success is different from someone else. And I used to scoff at that statement, because I always thought everyone wanted to have money, everyone wanted to have houses, everyone wanted. But as an adult, like the podcast says, you're not grown. As an adult, I'm coming to learn that some people are completely fine, completely at peace with just having what they're going to have today. Hawana stress ya kesho, hawana, and they are completely fine. They are at peace. Hiyo kitu ilikuwa inanibother kitambo when I used to look at people, like, unaona mtu ako na potential but ako too dormant. Like, they're just flowing with life. However it goes, tomorrow they don't know what they're going to eat, but today the food that they're eating, they're not eating with anxiety. They're enjoying it to the fullest. Wanamaliza kila kitu, wanalamba sufuria, and you're like, oh, you people don't have something to eat tomorrow. Like, why you? But as an adult, I'm learning more and more that what I define as success for me is not someone else's success. So when these self-help people are coming along and telling you, I own a Bugatti, so you can own a Bugatti as well, brother. Like, these are so niche. These are so, like, easily the smallest parts of success that people are ever going to have. You'll never find business owner like Chris Kirubi telling you one day you're going to own these huge businesses like me. He's going to empower you to achieve whatever you can achieve. But even him, he knows that not everyone is going to get to where they are. But like I said, Mr. Kikuku, divert your motivation. If you want to be a billionaire, you go ahead and do that. But you at some point you have to be realistic and define what success is to you. Success for me is very the same things I've always wanted since I was a kid. They're the same things that excite my soul today, and I believe I'll feel successful when I get them. They're so stupid, but hizo ndio vitu zenye nimeishi kutaka in my life, and one of them is attending and completing a course at the Strathmore University. Hiyo ni kitu nimeishi kutaka since I knew about Strathmore University, and that will be a success for me. Like hiyo itakuwa a level of success for me. So unapata these gurus, like they will keep selling you, I own this, I have this, even you can do it. And most of the time ndio nilikuwa nasema, at the end of it unapata they're becoming, when the spotlight is on them, we are finding out that these people are just scammers. It's like the Nigerian prince. Unapata tu ni scammer, ana scam watu, and then anapost akiwa na hizo magari, akiwa na nini, and then they're telling you you can also be me. So these gurus, I've had to learn the hard way personally when it comes to these gurus. I have not spent any money on them, but when I was in high school, like I was saying, these motivational speakers often walikuwa wanakuja like almost every term, or kwanza after tumeingia form 3. They used to come like every term, and then you'd see us form 3 and form 4s, we are running up and down, following everything they're saying we do. But me in my head I was like, and then so the challenge was, you see, I'm still a child. I'm like, what if I don't follow them and then I end up failing? What if I don't follow what they're saying and then I end up failing? And what if I don't wake up early in the morning, like so early in the morning? Come on, some motivators were telling us, you have to wake up at 4 a.m. You have to go to bed at 12 midnight. Una study kabisa. That's how you're going to perform. And I'm like, brother, then kiamka before 5. Hata hiyo 5 ilikuwa mapema. Nikiamka before 6. Ay, my day will be going to hell. So, anyway. The true growth comes from doing the work day after day. And it's not even just doing the work. It's about opportunities. People offering or availing opportunities to you. So me ndio kitu ingine nilikuwa nasema with motivational speakers, I get pissed off. Because you unakuja unaimba for 1 hour, you get paid your money, you disappear. And then nothing has changed in my life. The position that I was in when you came in is the same position that I'll be in when you go out. Let me use this example. I have several business ideas that I would love to implement them. I wouldn't go to a motivational speaker, honestly, for them to tell me how to start a business, I already have those blueprints. I already have the business plan. I already have my background in, like, hii ni kitu nimesomea for like a whole year. What I want is an opportunity, maybe to be linked with an investor, maybe to be linked, like something actionable, something that is going to actually bear fruits. Not you motivating me or on how you see the potential. No. Kuna forum ingine we went with a few friends, not even a few friends, a friend, like 2-3 years ago, and it was a very beautiful forum for women in business. And these are women that have had these opportunities, like they're already running their own businesses, and they would talk about the different things. And just being exposed, being in that scenario where you're actually interacting with people that are doing all of these things, was an eye-opener. It was motivational enough for me to see that my dreams are not stupid. I was in an environment where people maybe a few years older than me were talking about their businesses bringing them millions. They are talking about billions. Like, they're talking about huge monies zenye mimi nilikuwa nafikiria, if I thought of running a business that was bringing me billions in a year, like Kenya shillings and billions in a year, I'd be like, it's crazy of me to shoot for that much. But none of these women were just telling me, hey, if I made it, ata wewe uta make it. No, they were talking business. And while you're there, your jaw is on the floor the whole time, because you're like, I was not stupid. I was not foolish to think that I can do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like, that atmosphere, that opportunity to get to witness these women in their glory was motivational enough. None of them walikuwa naongelelea motivational. It was about practicality. And had I had my papers in order for another business I had that collapsed, I would have had the opportunity to present them to one of the ladies mwenye alikuwa napatiana is opportunity. Like, that forum was for opportunity of collaborating with one of the biggest companies in Kenya as vendors. So unaona, the failure was on my side because I didn't have the papers for that business. And some of the things that they wanted us to do ilikuwa supply some of the things that business of mine used to do. So you see, like, these people are putting you kwenye opportunity iko. It's actionable. It's not just someone telling you, I started my butchery with harufu ya mbuzi. Like, no. These people are telling you, here is the opportunity. Jump on it. Start working on this. And I still feel foolish because I never took advantage of that opportunity, but it wasn't the right time. And I was also representing my current employer, so there was no way I could have gone above. Ingawa ingekuwa na any conflict with my position right now, but it wasn't something that would have been nice. So I never took advantage of it. But this is what I'm saying. Like, I can pay for that forum to be part of that forum because inakufungua macho. Like, huyu ni mtu anakufungulia mlango, anakuambia here, get in. But sasa motivational speakers, when it comes to them, like, at the end of the day, unapata tu, you have, like, they don't create opportunity. They don't connect you to people who can uplift you. Like, si ile ati kuku uplift na maombi, ni ile tu, they don't give you that push. You see, let me use another example that someone might find controversial. Someone like Caroline Motuko, by being herself, she has been a motivation to a lot of women. She has taught a lot of young girls how to be confident, how to stand up for yourself, how to walk into a room and own it. But akuna time, Caro, I think, will sit and start telling you, I was the marketing, I think, director for Radio Africa. Even you, one day, you're going to be. No. And for the people that have been able to interact with her, amewasaidia kupata opportunities, either to present whatever you're selling, if you're a content creator, to connect you to better opportunities. Like, she has done those things for the few people when mimi nimesikia interact na yeye. But I wouldn't say for a fact like she does that. I just vitu zenye nimesikia. I've not interacted with her by myself. So the point of this is, motivational speakers, the first thing is, I find them selling you unicorns, things that don't actually exist. Unapata at the end of the day. Anyway, I think I've exhausted why I'm so biased against motivational speakers. I find them scammy. Then, this is a breakdown of what I found out when I did the research on motivational speakers. And this is one of them. It's very generic. They are very generic in the plan of getting you to help yourself. Kila mtu, like, every motivational book that you've ever bought, if you laid them on the floor, it's the same message. Iko twisted hapa na pale. Unapata kama ule sijui rich dad, poor dad. It's the same message na sijui someone else who wrote what. It's the same message over and over again. It's so generic, it's so broad, so unapata it does not tackle the, like, the specific, like the way I was saying, the specific needs of you, so that you can self-help yourself out of a situation. You can help yourself out of a situation. Ni generic, because they want at the top of everything, what they want is to connect with as many people as possible, so that every time you hear that story, you're like, this could be me, this could be me. So they don't even, unaona sasa kama mtu akisema how they had a very horrible background na nini, their parent, these are general things that anyone and everyone can connect with. So already unapata uko biased towards this person, because you start rooting for them. You want them to be successful, because in an indirect way you're also rooting for yourself. You want yourself to be successful. Na hii inakuweka kwa hiyo nini, kwa hiyo mentality where you're open to receiving whatever these people are saying. And that is point one. They're very generic, they're very general. So unapata even when they're giving you the solution, ama the implied solution to your scenario, it won't work, because your problem is specific. It's very specific to you. Ama it won't work for majority of people, because they have specific issues. So for, like I said, for someone like me, I have the business ideas. I've done a bit of research. My bachelor's is in business. So unapata at the end of the day, I have all of these things. What I'm lacking is the opportunity to, the capital to now start them. Like ile ya kuanzisha whatever you need to start off. Going to motivational speakers or paying someone money that I could be using to get my papers in order for the different businesses it's a waste. It's a waste, because at the end of the day, you'll be left there holding these books. You'll be left there with photos of the seminars that you went to, but you don't have actionable, tangible things to show and say this is what you got from buying these motivational books. The other thing was they over promote quick fixes. They over promote, like they sell you in it. It's euphoric, like talking to them, listening to them. They're very charismatic, and it's so euphoric because, like I said in the first point, they're validating you. They're validating where you are at that moment in time. I remember one of the motivational speakers that came to Gatero Girls and was speaking to us. Alikuwa something Janet. Like he used to call himself by his wife's name. I don't know the first name, but the last one ilikuwa Janet, na alikuwa anasema it's because he loves his wife and whatever. And his story was quite a story, because he was talking about the mom, I think, was a single parent, and then there were like 4 boys or something. I think 4 boys. And then the mom got HIV and got really sick, and these boys were the ones taking care of the mom, washing her, feeding her, making sure she's okay. And then during towards the end of the mom's life, she said that she had 8 children, and her thinking was, since there are 4 boys now, wamemshughulikia like girls should, anasema alipata madem na maboy. Like these 4 boys, they're both her daughters and her sons, because they took care of her, and she blessed them and whatever, and they all became successful people. That part of the story, specifically that part of the story, is relatable to a lot of people, because someone like me, inanifanya nikuwe open to receiving the message of this person, because I'm like, even my mom passed on when I was really young. Even my mom, like, kama kwetu tuko 4 but tuko 2 girls and 2 boys, but tuko 4. So I'm like, oh my god, this story sounds so familiar. I never got to see my mom get sick to the point where we had to clean her or whatever, but I was able to see her health deteriorating. I think there's a story I was giving somewhere where I was home alone. I'm with my sister, and then I think that time I was home alone, and then this kid came yelling and shouting, Mama yenyu amefaint kwa gate. Mama yenyu amefaint kwa gate. And I remember being so scared, I ran away. I didn't even go to the gate. Like, I ran away. But like being able to say, these ninis, the my mom, like, health deteriorate, and when this motivational speaker is talking, you are connecting with that person's story, because you're like, this sounds so familiar, this sounds so. But now kitu wenye huwa wanaruka, and this is, I think, my biggest battle with them, kitu wenye huwa wanaruka ni some external force, some external item, some, not even the motivational part of this. If I was grieving and you came and told me that story, and you told me that eventually your mental whatever capacity na nini ili align, I understand that type of motivation. But telling me how you guys became doctors, you became surgeons, you sijui whoever in your family is a doctor in the United States of America, I'm like, bruh, what happened between your mom getting sick, dying, and you guys becoming doctors? Because there had to be an external force. There had to be someone who came in and took care of you. For my case, the children's home, the Catholic orphanage, came in and they were able to open my eyes to a lot of things. Like, there had to be an external force. Siazipeana story yangu too, and then, like, I'm talking to someone, maybe an orphan somewhere, and then I'm saying, if I made it out of becoming an orphan young, you can make it as well. What type of rubbish is that? If I'm in a position to talk to this orphan, I'd like to be in a position to also connect this orphan to opportunities, or to even the same home, because it's still open, or the same nuns, because some of them are still alive, to connect them, to tell, like, ama hata mimi mwenyewe I can nimwambie, like, you need to go to school, this is the school that you're going to go to, I'm going to pay fees for you. Ama if someone is paying for fees na hana shopping, like in my case, like, it was so common in my case to go to school without shopping, buying shopping for this person, like doing something actionable, see, motivating, like, usijali tu, at the end of the day uta make it where because that inafanya mtu akuwe so deluded, and then you're selling someone quick fixes, like, hata kama sisi tuliachwa tukiwa at that stage, we made it. I am carrying 20 plus years of trauma, self-doubt, depression. That is not making it for myself, like, when it comes to hizo side zingine. But I can tell you for a fact that had these people not stepped into my life, had these people not, si hata kumotivate, had these people not even disciplined me in, like, your time, I don't think I'd be here. Like, that, for me, that is the making part of it. Like, it has to be something tangible. The other day I saw someone, and maybe I'm naive on this, but I saw someone selling a course on how to get over a breakup. And you ndo nilikuwa nasema, like, if I can pay you to help me get over a breakup, I think I can pay for myself to go on a vacation, or I can pay for myself to, I don't know, to do something better with my money than pay someone so that they can teach me how to get over a breakup. And if I'm at the point where I need help to get over a breakup, hi, my dear, I don't think motivational speakers and self-help gurus are the type of help I need, because this is someone who is taking advantage of you at a vulnerable stage. Then kuna hiyo sasa ya the tiers and stages. This, I think, I tackled in my rant. The minute they sell you, they overpromote their quick fixes, but the minute they hook you in, ndio hiyo level 1, you're getting over a breakup. Then level 2 itakuwa how to teach you how to get into a relationship. Level 3 to teach you how to get engaged. Level 4, and these levels are not free. You keep paying for them. And personally, I don't have so much experience in relationships, but if I have to pay to get over an ex, natafuta huyo ex mali yako aniambie ni nini amefanya, because I think nafaa kwa nikilipa mchawi, not someone else. Like, if I had to pay someone to get over an ex, and I understand about breakups and all those things, and I understand about still holding on to hope for someone, they will show you something. But if you have to pay someone, the type of help you need. Anyway, the culture like another reason why this thing does not work, the culture of self-help is usually resulting to the self, your part ya the self, when it doesn't work out. Ni kama cult too, vile tungasema these people are cultic. Ni kama ukiingia kwa cult ama let me use an example of MLMs and network marketing. If you join an MLM or a network marketing company and it doesn't work out, they always tell you you're the one who didn't put enough effort. If you're in a cult, ama ukijoin hizi kama hizi kanisa za wale watu wa nguo mrefu and uombewe na ukose kupona, they always result to ni wewe ndio you didn't believe in yourself enough to, like, you didn't have enough faith to get yourself well. Na hii ndio the other challenge of self-help groups, because unapata they always result to you not helping, like wewe ndio utablemiwa at the end of the day, and that shame ndio inakufanya you continue staying in that state, buying the next book, rushing to the next year, rushing to the next event, like you're never eventually cured, like you'll never step out and say that I'm actually I've self-helped myself out of this scenario. Like you always unapata mtu sasa kama watu tulianza in high school and they're still walikuwa fan wa motivational speakers, to date you still see them on their WhatsApp status posting the new book ya self-help ya someone, this self-help guru ametoa this seminar, they're going there. These things are not free, they're paying for them and they keep paying for them, and I feel like it's just anyway, like if it doesn't work out, it always goes back to you. Una guilt tripiwa, you're shamed into the next year. And then the other challenge, usually it's one size fits all. Like I said, and your blueprint, the guru is the blueprint. These people, most of them, they don't have any sort of training, they don't have any sort of psychological education ama psychiatric background, they don't have anything. Ni yeye and your experiences. Ndio alikuwa nasema, if I bought my shit well enough, my bullshit well enough, I could have been a motivational speaker. And I've had opportunities because I'm not afraid to talk about my background and where I come from. And when some people hear this, they're like, you should come and talk to this type of people. You should come and talk to my class 8. You should have had this type of opportunities before. And I always decline. But most of them, before ifike kwa self-help, the reason I normally decline is because, like I said, I don't feel like I made it out, because I'm still battling with a lot. Like I said, when I started this episode, when my sister got sick, a lot of things happened within our family, like with the siblings. For like a week, it took me back to that darkness. Yeah, depression. I wasn't that type of depressed lenye watu I think I'm a functional depressive person. Yet you close yourself off na nini. I did close myself off from people, but I was still interacting, I was still going to work, and then my work is also more of customer service, so I was still dealing with people and nini, and I was coming back home and I was just feeling that weight on my chest. And it's because of these other things that may happen all along in life. So I don't feel personally, especially on the mental health side, I don't feel like I've made it. That is the main reason why I normally decline these scenarios. The other reason that sasa inahusiana na self-help is because if I can't come and help you out, my God, I prefer practical things. Neza kuja hapo niongee and my story touches you and you cry and you decide to do better. But if you don't have an opportunity to do better, you won't na kitu inanibona self-help. The other thing was they're selling the dream here. If I made it, so can you. I think that one we've talked about it. Then hiyo ya motivational over practicality. The point of motivational speakers and these self-help gurus, now wamepop up in Kenya wengi, like every other day naona tu kwa Instagram and the like, watu wakipost the seminars, the self-help series seminars, the women empowerment. Ugh, oh my God. And I'm not trashing these people. If it can help you out, well and good. I'm just saying 90% of the time, it doesn't help out self-help. Because they are selling you motivational over practicality. Like I said, kuna forums. There are forums that you can go to, that you can attend to, that are more specific to your needs, and they can help you out. Unapata kama mse kama mimi wako kwa sales and marketing, there are forums za sales and marketing that you go to, and when you exit, it's like your whole mind imekuwa switched up, because you may realize kuna 1 2 3 4 things that you've not been doing in your career that can help you out. And one of them is the one that I did, and then that thing that I said, yeah, God, it's like God reminding you that he still has your back, happened. It's you're learning, like every time you go to these scenarios, you're learning and you're bettering yourself. It's tangible. Yes, tangible, like you're getting something tangible back. There are these forums that you can attend to. They are also not free, but once you exit these forums, unatoka na something more tangible than just saying I feel better. Anyway, and then it's a money making machine, because now going back to what I was talking about, these self-help gurus, they don't have just one book and wanasema here is the formula that will get you out of poverty. It is in this book, and then you buy that book, and then you're successful. By the time unamaliza hiyo kitabu, ametoa kitabu ingine. This is, kwanza kuna mwingine, I want to see if I can remember, where he has 4 books. Now every book is a build up of the previous book. Like this is part 1 of how to get out of, my God, I wish I can remember his name. Like this is how to get out of poverty. This is the formula of getting, I don't remember what it was. This is the way to success. Then hiyo ilikuwa book 1. Then book 2 bado ni the way to success, but with 1 2 3. Then book 3, the way to success, but through 1 2 3. The way, like zote, where I don't remember where I was seeing that when I was researching these stories, and I should have written it down. Yeah, like books zote nne ni the same heading, the same topic, but iko na ka twist kadogo, iko na ka twist. So you're like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? If I find it, I'll include it in the bio. Anyway, the other thing was the cognitive dissonance. Sometimes when we are in this, I don't blame the self. I don't blame you as a person for needing that interaction with someone. Sometimes when we are going through this type of problems, it can feel so isolating that the minute you're able to connect with people, like people who, let me use this negative statement, who are able to confirm your delusion, not even your delusion, like the part of you that wants to connect with people is not the wrong. There's nothing wrong with it, because at the end of the day, unapata when you're in these problems, when you're suffering, let me use my background again, like someone with my background, it's so easy to sort of separate the problem from you. Like unai sanaweza semaje, let me define cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is the psychological discomfort felt when holding conflicting beliefs, attitudes, or behavior, motivating individuals to, it's the continuation, Cognitive dissonance is the psychological discomfort felt when holding conflicting beliefs, attitudes or behaviors motivating individuals to resolve the inconsistencies by changing their beliefs or behaviors to restore harmony. Mse kama mimi, someone who has gone through the problems or the issues that I've gone through before, if I got to a point, see, right now my mentality is I have to work it out. I have to put myself in positions where I'm able to connect with people that are going to give me better opportunities to connect now to the right kind of people. Like the other day, I was discussing a business idea with someone else, and they didn't have the funds, but they were like, "But I know someone who could, who I could get this proposal to, then they can invest," or something like that. Like that type of thinking is the thinking that I have. But when you've joined these self-help groups, and everyone is like, if you pray, if you have hope, if you have enough fuel in you, you're going to make it through, inakuwa something problematic. Like it becomes problematic to the point for everyone else it's working, it's working. You're there, like, maybe mindset, then you decide to ndio ukuwe absorbed into the group, ndio at least that's how the cognitive dissonance comes in. But your problems, unless you deal with them individually, hakuna self-help ama motivation ama guru idea. Na hii kitu bado ndio imemess a lot of these red pill gurus, kina Andrew Kibe and whoever else, when it comes to men. Because it's frustrating when someone tells you, if you do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, it's going to work out. But they're forgetting now the second point, not the second. You have to be successful relationship, but they're forgetting you're not having the relationship with yourself. You don't have only independent thoughts. This person you have a relationship with, and for me, when it came to looking for a partner to be in a relationship with at the beginning of everything, before I started dating people, because I always thought this is what I'm supposed to look for in a man. They have to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I'm finding out it's more of a connection with this person. Everything else is bullshit. It's more of how you're connecting with this person, and how you're treating each other with this person. Because you can have everything, you can be the Andrew Tate of the world, but you're still not having success in a relationship. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Like, your environment matters, and that's why some of these motivational self-help things don't work out, because they forget your environment, they forget the things that you're around, where you're living. My god, hiyo pesa wajue hata umelipa kutoka wapi, au bora tu umewalipa, that's fine. Then the psychology of self-help, ini kitu ingine, it surprised me when I was doing research, and it's how people get addicted to self-help. That euphoria, that constant feeling of validation and nini, it becomes a drug. Sorry, it becomes a drug. Unakuwa so addicted into it. Like I said, unapata the people who were following these motivational speakers while we were in high school, even now, tumetoka campus, we started working, they're still posting these books. I normally see them and I'm like, oh my god. I normally see them bado posting this motivational, soma hii, soma ile. And then you're just there like, oh my god. If you did a calculation of the money that you've used to buy these courses, to go to these summits, to go to these self-help CG seminars and whatnot, that is more than enough money to have already helped you out. at this moment in time. But it of this self help, so that they can prey on you, because majority of the world ni believers. And then finally the my issue another issue I have with self help is, no matter no matter what, anything that happens to you while you're in this, when you feel financially taken advantage of, when you feel financially manipulated, when you feel psychologically manipulated, you don't have legal recourse. You can't go and sue this person. You can maybe kwa civil court, but hata utaprove aje ati alikuitisha ido, utaprove aje ati kuna hizi damages, because at the end of the day this guy will say, I only spoke, I didn't do anything. So at the end of the day, this is like hakuna accountability. Even when it comes to religion, hakuna accountability. Yeah, some of these scenarios or issues that they put people through. And that is the other issue I have the other reason I have a problem with self-help groups. And I think I have talked and vented, and what I'm going to end, oh my god, we are 55 minutes in. What I'm going to end this with is the same way my bias towards religion, because it was negative at some point, and now I have some understanding, some level of understanding of why religion is important. And that understanding comes in this form. Religion has continuously been used by people as a source of comfort, as a source of joy, as a light of hope, and as a way to move on in life, and as a guide peer to move to enjoy life. And life is so boring, it's so mundane. And if this self-help guru or group or book or whatever it is for you is a source of comfort, a source of light, or a source of whatever, I'm not judging you. I'm not saying that what you're doing is necessarily wrong. I'm just saying what these gurus do is not right majority of the time. And if you can't live without it, I understand. I completely understand. What I would wish for you is you get an opportunity to get an outside force that will help you out, like will give you tangible results. But if self-help is your way out, you've got to use it. You've got to use it. At the end of the day, there's nothing I can do or say to you to help you out of this scenario if self-help is the way out for you. So I'm not judging you. I'm just giving my critique of the gurus and of their products, not the people that follow them, not the people that pay for these courses, not the people that go to these seminars. I'm not judging the people, because like many of us, myself included, would want to be at a point where we feel safe. We would want to be at a point where we are hopeful. We would want to be at a point where we are affirmed. And people take advantage of that. And these gurus, for me, they feel vultures. They feel vulturous. They feel like vultures. Ugh, I don't trust them. I don't think they are good for us. But again, going back to what I was saying, if this is your way out, if it has helped you, if it works for you, I'm happy for you. Thank you for listening, and I'm hoping that Q2 with this episode is going to be awesome, just the way last year and beginning of this year was. And I'm also very grateful to God, to my friends, and to everyone else who helped us out when my sister was sick. She's doing much, much better now. And we thank God for that, and we pray that she continues doing better. So kwaheri, and see you in the next episode. Bye.